This is the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Kansas City, let me hear you one time! Man, what a year. Battle through the adversity to continue to go for that championship. They all doubted us. I don't want to hear any different. But you know who came through in the end. That's the Kansas City Chiefs.
And that was a three-time Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes celebrating the Kansas City Chiefs' back-to-back Super Bowl titles at the Chiefs' victory parade and rally before the tragic shooting just minutes later. Welcome back to Morning Air. I'm John Morales. Thanks so much for joining us here on Relevant Radio and the Relevant Radio app as we continue to pray for the families of the victims and all the Chief fans that got hurt at what should have been a joyous celebration. Joining us live this morning is Father Richard Rocha, the Catholic chaplain for the Kansas City Chiefs, to talk about the Chiefs winning back-to-back Super Bowl championships, as well as his perspective on this tragedy at the parade and rally. Father Rocha serves as the pastor of St. Robert Bellarmine Catholic Church in Blue Springs, Missouri. He's also the chaplain for the Kansas City Royals and the Kansas City Police Department. Good morning, Father Rocha. Thanks so much for joining us. It's a blessing to be with you once again. Not the type of situation that we expected after winning a Super Bowl.
No, John, obviously not. I had so many phone calls and texts asking if I was okay, if I was all right. I actually didn't go to the parade because of Ash Wednesday, obviously, and it was just yesterday, early morning, that I found out that the woman who died was a younger sister of a very dear friend of mine who I'd met and had dinner with on quite a few occasions, and found out that it was his younger sister. So all of the listeners to continue to pray for the Lopez Galvin family. Mother and father will be burying their daughter, here just in a few days. So, my continued prayers go out to them and to all those victims. I was very impressed with some of the players. I hear that stood with some of the younger children who were just ecstatic. They were just again in shock, I believe. So that was a great comfort to know that they were there and being helpful.
My understanding is that Taylor Swift, according to Variety, donated $100,000 to the family of Lisa Lopez Galvan, this beloved Catholic mother and local radio DJ.
I don't follow those tabloids, but if it is, wonderful. I mean, what a blessing that is, that there's care and concern. And I know the Chiefs did put out a public statement. Thanks be to God for that. And we'll definitely try to move forward to have special masses said and what have you for the repose of her soul and for her family, for them as well.
Father Rocha, how are the Chief fans and the people of Kansas City doing after this horrible tragedy?
So from what I know, it's prayer. That's just a realization that the tragic things can happen, and especially after a joyous day, a joyous occasion. People were, again, happy for their team, the city of Kansas City, and winning back-to-back and brought a lot of great joy and happiness to Kansas City. And then to have this happen, puts it back into perspective. God, again, please may he shine his mercy on all of those who were involved. And I believe they were young children meaning teenagers, two of them that were part of this.
Well, we continue, of course, to pray for the family of Lisa Lopez Galvan and all of the families that were involved in this horrific tragedy. Father, I want to switch gears on a much happier note. I want to share the dramatic moment in overtime when Patrick Mahomes tossed the game-winning touchdown. Kevin Harlan with the call on Westwood One.
First and goal at the 3. Lining up in the clock at 10 seconds and ticking. In the shotgun, Mahomes. 4-man front, receiver in motion, low snap. He runs and he throws, caught, touchdown. It's caught. Hardman caught the ball. The Chiefs have won. The Chiefs have won. The entire bench empties, chasing Mahomes in the end zone. Their third Super Bowl in 5 years. The Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. It is a dynasty. The Chiefs have won Super Bowl 58, 25-22 in overtime.
It means a ton. Just the adversity we dealt with this year, and to come through, the guys never faltered. I just gotta give God the glory, man. He challenged us to make us better, and I'm proud of my guys, man. This is awesome. It's legendary.
Father, what was it like for you to be at Super Bowl 58 there in Las Vegas and to be on hand to actually watch with your own eyes the Chiefs win back-to-back titles, their third championship in 5 years?
Oh, what a blessing, first of all, it was. And just to be a part of this organization where God is important. And that's probably every NFL organization, but the only one I obviously had that opportunity with is the Chiefs. But to know that the Mass is so important that they would take their team priest, and I even got to take the guy who serves my Masses for the Royals and the Chiefs, and to provide that for the men. And the team hotel, even, there was a different demeanor on the men. They were there and mingling with family and what have you, but boy, it was just a very determined looks, from them. So, especially in my few coaching days, and what a blessing, what a great weekend, what a great season. You wouldn't have thought this right in mid-season.
Now, Father, were you in a suite, in a seat, or did you make it down to the sideline in your favorite place?
I was in regular seats, so which is where I'd love to be. And we were about on the 25-yard line. It was a great game. I did get a chance to go down afterward, and then the after effects with all the interviews and what have you. You go to the after party and got the special pass, and but the players, I left and went to bed before the players showed up. So saw a few of them the next day, but no, it was what a great experience to witness.
What was your role at the big game, and did you get a chance, to talk to the players beforehand?
The Saturday before, again, we're in the team hotel, and seeing some of them having the Mass on Saturday night, and it was just like status quo. They just kind of want, everything to be the same. Not that they're superstitious, but even the Catholic men that I had the Mass for, even rearranged the chairs because they said this is what it is in our hotel back home. So they did that, and they saw myself and John Malakote, my server, and it was just like status quo. They want everything to be, this is status quo, this is what we do, and that was the effect. And then the following day, that Sunday morning, I had Mass for some of the team doctor was my doctor as well, and his family, and some medical staff, and some of the players' parents that couldn't get to the Saturday evening Mass because it's highly restricted and what have you. So I was able to do that on Sunday morning and to visit with them before we headed to the stadium. So.
Well, Father Rocha, this was the most watched Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowls. I believe 123 million people were tuning in one form or another through all the different platforms. They were seeing a Chiefs team that never gives up, a team that came back time and time again, overcoming adversity all season long, and even right down to the end in Super Bowl 58.
Yes, and I tell you, we probably have I'm sure we do. I don't say probably, but we have the best quarterback in the league, and boy, does he know how to help run a team, and that's what you need. You need that coach on the field. Patrick definitely portrays that, and it was just a blessing that we were able to get him and jump a few spots in that draft to grab him. So the chief staff and the personnel staff is just they're amazing. My hat goes off to them, and continued prayers for them that continue this dynasty.
Father Patrick Mahomes, of course, he's not Catholic, but obviously he gave thanks to the Lord there in the post game, just moments after winning the Super Bowl. I was very impressed with that. I was thinking to myself, this guy is doing his Michael Jordan impersonation, with the cape, Superman. I mean, the way he just took the team on his shoulders and led them to the victory.
Exactly, and I'm so proud of him to obviously give God that greater glory and honor, and of course we have our own kicker with Harrison Butker doing the same thing, and then being at the parade, with his ashes present, and knowing that that's first, God's first in my life, and then we celebrate with this parade. But no, it's just the attitude of the team, the perspective that they have, and putting God first, and even with the coaching staff, with those Catholic men that are on the coaching staff, again, it's just that's important for them, and I hope and pray that we continue to do that, to give God greater glory and honor.
Well, Father, you read my mind, because Harrison Butker, it was so outstanding. In fact, at the rally before the tragedy, Patrick Mahomes actually called him out, and he said, how about a shout-out for Patrick Mahomes and the whole place, for Harrison Butker, I should say, for Harrison, and the whole place went wild. He had a big night. He kicked 4 field goals. He was 4 for 4, including the longest one in the history of the Super Bowl, record 57-yarder. Let's take a listen, courtesy of Westwood One.
The snap from Winchester, the hold by Townsend, Harrison Butker. The snap is good, the ball put down, the kick is away, a low line drive, it is good! Got it! That is a 57-yard field goal, the longest in Super Bowl history, and here it comes in Super Bowl 58 to bring the game now to within 4. The Chiefs chip into the San Francisco lead.
How special was Harrison Butker, Father?
Oh gosh, he was awesome, and especially after Moody kicks the then current record at 55, I believe. He's been lights out, Harrison, and what a blessing it's been for him to lead in his own quiet way. I think Mahomes had said, I don't talk to him throughout the game or whatever, because I know he's focused and he's doing a great job. He's the best as well. So.
Well, Father, I think the fact that Harrison Butker was wearing ashes at the parade, really says it all of how important his faith is to him. And, we saw it in the way he conducts himself on the field, off the field. He's the real deal.
Right, he is. And I'm so proud of my own Bishop Johnston, James Johnston. He sends out a video. Hey, we're just so happy for our Chiefs, our back-to-back wins in the Super Bowl. But this Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, so we're going to give thanks and praise to God in our way during Lent. We're going to pray. We're going to sacrifice in our way. So it's a subtle reminder that hey, parishes, you stay open, schools, you're still open, Catholic schools, you're still open. What have you. So, again, my hat's off to our bishop who, the same way as Harrison would have done it, God's first. And then, so in that sense, I did have a noon mass scheduled. So thanks be to God for that. And we start our Lent off great.
Well, Father, I know that you hear confessions typically on Friday mornings, and you've got Mass coming up. I so much appreciate you taking time to be with us. Last quick question. After winning 3 Super Bowl titles in 5 years, are the Chiefs officially now a dynasty, and do you think that they can pull off the three-peat next year?
Oh, my goodness, what a blessing. No team has ever done that. And but, I could say, yes, we are so blessed to have the right people, the right personnel, the right coaching staff with Andy Reid and his greatness, and then with the personnel directors, and they just do a great job. It's a wonderful organization that they give to us, the city of Kansas City.
Father Rocha, thank you so much for being with us. Really, really appreciate it. It is such a blessing to have you here on the show with your perspective, not only on the big game, but also on the tragedy in Kansas City.
Oh, thank you so much, John, and my continued prayers for all the great work that Relevant Radio and that you all do there as well to spread the faith, the Catholic faith.
God love you. Thank you so much. Father Richard Rocha, the Catholic chaplain for the Kansas City Chiefs. This entire episode of Morning Air is on the Relevant Radio app. The Relevant Radio app is completely free and updated daily with fresh articles, podcasts, and prayers. Don't delay. Download the app today, and thanks for listening.